Okay, you know the screen I'm talking about. We've all been there. You click on a link, and just before you get to the good stuff, you hit this brief, kind of mysterious pause. But what is actually going on in that moment? Well, it's a lot more than just a loading screen. It's basically a security checkpoint for the internet. Let's break it down.
So you click and bam, instead of the page you wanted, you get this. Just a moment. It feels like you're in a digital waiting room, right? A little pause in your internet journey. And while it might feel like the site is just being slow, what's really happening is way more interesting. And honestly, it's super important for keeping us all safe online.
So what is the deal here? First off, this isn't an error message. It's not a sign that something's broken. This screen is a gatekeeper. It's a totally deliberate, automated security check that's doing a vital job in just a couple of seconds. And to really get what that job is, we first have to talk about this invisible battle that's happening online 24/7. To understand this checkpoint, you have to understand the threat it's built to stop. See, every time you visit a website, you're not the only one knocking on the door. There's this constant flood of traffic and, well, not all of it is friendly. Websites have this huge challenge of figuring out who to let in and who to block at the door. You can really break down all website traffic into two main camps. On one side, you've got human users, people like you and me. We're legitimate visitors. But on the other side, there's this massive amount of traffic from automated bots. Now, some bots are fine, like the ones from search engines, but a lot of them are malicious. They're built to steal info, probe for weaknesses, or just flood a website with so much traffic that it completely crashes. And one of the biggest threats out there is what's called a denial of service attack, or a DOS attack. Just imagine thousands of bots all trying to hit a single website at the exact same time. It's like 1,000 people trying to squeeze through one little doorway. It just creates a total logjam and none of the real users can get in. This is a huge reason why that security check is so absolutely necessary.
So how does a website defend itself against all that? Well, this brings us right back to our loading screen. The best way to think about it is like a digital bouncer. It's running a really quick but pretty sophisticated test on your browser to make sure you're not one of those bad bots.
Okay, so here's the play-by-play of what's happening in that split second. The website security system sends a totally invisible challenge over to your browser. This isn't something you'd ever see. It could be a tricky math puzzle or a check on how your browser behaves, stuff that simple bots just can't fake.
A modern browser, though, solves it automatically, almost instantly. By sending back the right answer, your browser proves it's the real deal. And that's when you get the verification successful message and the gates open up.
You've probably seen those messages before, right? The ones that say, enable JavaScript and cookies? Well, these are the exact tools needed to run this security test. JavaScript is the programming language that actually runs the challenge right there in your browser. And once you pass, the site gives your browser a cookie, which is just a tiny data file. Think of it like a digital hand stamp at a concert that says, hey, this person's good. That way you don't have to get checked on every single page you visit on that site. So knowing all this, it's time to kind of shift how we think about this screen. That brief delay, it isn't an inconvenience, it's a feature. It's actually a really good sign that the website you're visiting takes its security, and your security, very seriously. I think this is the perfect way to look at it. That brief pause isn't a bug, it's not a glitch. It's the website's immune system doing its job. It's actively finding and blocking threats before they can do any damage, which helps keep the whole digital space safe and working for the rest of us. So, the next time you see that just a moment screen, don't think of it as a delay. Think of it as a shield. It's a guardian standing right there between the online services you use every day and a constant storm of automated threats. It's protecting the website for sure, but it's also protecting your secure experience online. And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. This security check is just one of many invisible systems working behind the scenes to keep things running smoothly. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Now that you know about this one, what other invisible guardians are out there quietly protecting your digital life every single day?